Man, I love that soundtrack. It's so freaking amazing. Alright, what is up everyone? Hello. I am finally getting around to streaming Soulcalibur 6. And it'll be fun because I have not played this game at all. I just basically went in to double check that it worked right, which it does. And also, let the cat out of the room, do some modification to basically turn off the depth of field in the background. This game is really bizarre in that the characters in the forefront are all zoomed up together. Like, you can see them nice and clear as day, but if then like the background is completely blurry and it just causes like ridiculous eye strain for me. So I was having none of that nonsense, so I looked up how to disable it. I need to enter in some lines of code, and then that solves that problem. Pardon me, there still appears to be some film grain. And I think right now I have all these settings cranked up to high. Reduce down my OBS screen a little bit, a little more manageable. There we go. So I believe I have all the graphics settings either on custom, yeah, they're up on maximum right now, so I'll be keeping an eye out. Hopefully the stream doesn't turn into a slideshow. If it does start stuttering or anything, let me know right away. If I don't catch it myself, and I will reduce down the qualities to probably down to medium. So I have, like I said, not played this game. I have played Soulcalibur 1 and 2, a little bit of 3 and 4. Skipped 5 entirely. And I played a little bit of this in the beta. That was it. That's all all that I know about this. Okay. Alright. So, I'm not going to be playing online, I said, so I'm not sure if I want to probably do story. Let's do story first. I have not done mission or anything at all, so let's try this out. Actually, let me just go into training real fast, just to see how OBS handles it, make sure it's not going to stutter.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
And once again, if any type of audio, like if I need to make any adjustments, let me know.
I've got this. Unknown soul.
I wanted to play Soul Edge, or Soul Blade, as it's called. I keep switching back and forth between the different names it's called. I was thinking about that. I'm playing it on emulator, so I do own the disc. Yeah, so this is the PC version, and I've gone and inserted in the ability to turn off the depth of field, because in the background, this would have all been blurred. Everything past my character and past the end of the stage is a fog. It just looks absolutely terrible. Okay, so let's see. Throw, still is throw. And that's all I know so far. All right.
The surf's gonna get rough. The surf's gonna get rough.
All right, cool. So from what I can see on the stream, it looks okay, but like every once in a while, Twitch will show you like in your preview window that everything looks fine, and then you go and you pull up the stream yourself, like on cell phone or whatever, and it just looks like garbage. So if there's any type of like visual problems or audio, let me know. Like I said, I always want to make sure I get that taken care of right away. So let's go to the story mode. We'll see how this works. Okay. Soul Edge. Its story reaches far back in the darkest depths of history. 16th century. Legend tried to rear its ugly head again. I don't know if this is voice acted or if I'm going to be reading a lot.
transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. Soul Edge, a legendary sword and devourer of souls. Buried in the darkest reaches of history,
I was surprised that this like turned into a franchise of all things, in that like the first game gets completely overlooked.
Cervantes claimed the sword as his own, setting everything into motion.
Oh, cool! It's actually giving the entire story from like Soul Edge
To its new owner by
or Soul Blade. I can't remember what it's called in English.
possessed by the evil weapons, Cervantes began a bloody reign of terror, slaying all those seeking the swords without prejudice. Cervantes was eventually undone. Under the protection of Hephaestus, the god of smithing, a female warrior named Sophitia was able to destroy one of the swords. Shards of the blade flew and lodged into her body, causing near mortal wounds. Seeing his chance, Cervantes raised his sword to deliver the final blow.
Cervantes was the boss of the first game.
There appeared a ninja known as Taki, who rescued the wounded warrior. Taki defeated Cervantes in a battle to the death before carrying the injured Sophitia away. However, one of Soul Edge's two blades still remained. Perhaps it was fate. The blade fell into the hands of Siegfried, whose mind was twisted and unwell.
And thus he becomes Nightmare. Oh cool, you get to see it. Use the Force, Siegfried. So he pulled the sword out of the stone. Does it make him like the King of England, or am I getting my streams mixed again?
A pillar of light pierced the heavens, the product of rampant evil, the evil seed. No one could have predicted it would become a catalyst for catastrophe across the world. Our story takes place in the 16th century.
What was it? The Kentucky Fried Movie, one of my favorite movies. There's a big, humongous, like 35-minute long spoof of Enter the Dragon in the middle of that movie. And I love it. You see this opening shot, it's like Hong Kong, and it's obviously a picture of New York City, the Statue of Liberty. Love that movie. Alright, so Chronicle of Souls 2, when the evil seed emanated from the cursed blade one fateful day in Spain, there was a white light that burst forth, affecting lands far and wide, even as far afield as Lingshangshu. Lingshangshu. My Chinese, my Mandarin's not the best.
A tragedy befell this place. Lingshanshu Temple was a famous martial arts school in the far reaches of China.
I thought I'd be playing more of this.
Killick learned to master the staff after he was abandoned as a child. Killick ate and slept with the other students.
Killick. Interesting, because every other game I think has called him Keelik.
Despite this, he established a family-like bond with just one other student, Shanlen, a young girl who was like an elder sister to him. Dedicated to the way of the sword, she looked after Killick as if they were siblings. So close was their bond that when one felt happy or sad, the other would feel the same. Together they studied and grew as warriors.
Yeah, I am not up on Soulcalibur lore at all. I played the Dreamcast game. I played the hell out of that game.
Killick's skill earned him a place as a teacher.
In fact, I found my VMU, so I should probably... I mean, I did stream Soulcalibur on Dreamcast about 2-3... I think it was about 3 months ago I did that. But I did find my VMU for my actual Dreamcast, so maybe I should stream it directly from there. It just would not look that good, though. Alright, let me update my title to say this is story mode. Oh, it didn't update my title for it. Grab some popcorn and a blanket.
Before the ritual for passing the treasures on to their new masters.
Casual playthrough update.
Shanlin,
There we go.
Can I ask you something?
Sure.
How come you were chosen to bear Devapara Yuga? I thought you'd get Krita Yuga. After all, you've dedicated your life to the sword.
Listen, I don't want to talk about it. I want to be more than friends.
Killick,
Like,
this is not easy
frenemies.
to talk about, but I'm going to try. The Krita Yuga, it's no longer at Ling Shangsu. The sword has been gone for more than a decade. All that's left is the Kali Yuga and the Devapara Yuga.
Really?
Surprised? Well, there's more.
If this doesn't pick up, I'm going to switch to arcade. This is, like, snooze-inducing.
None other than my father. That's why I don't have the right to bear it. If I were to accept the sword, everyone would be up in arms. That's why, even though it was offered to me, I decided to decline. Of course, I love Ling Shangsu, and I do wish to see my studies through to their conclusion. It's just... I just don't want the sacred treasures, or my status as a sacred bearer, or anything else to hold me back. You know what the monks say.
Stop that or you'll go blind.
Own hands. When I spoke to them about that, they decided to let me bear Devapara Yuga instead. Now I can feel proud that I'm a sacred bearer just like you.
That's what I'm learning. It's like, I might be backing out of this story mode and just going into arcade because this is, like, snooze-inducing so far.
It's okay. Never mind. I'm really looking forward to tomorrow.
Me too.
And so it was, Killick and Xianglen were set to attend the official ritual for becoming sacred bearers.
Now, for no reason, let me read the first letters of the alphabet of the phone book, starting with letter A.
Drawn by the Kali Yuga in Killick's hand, the evil seed came to Ling Shangsu Temple. The monks, driven insane by the evil force, began slaying each other, turning the temple into hell on earth.
That's the thing, I skipped Soulcalibur 5, so I have no idea what I missed on that. Damn it, Luke, you had one job.
What have I done?
Wouldn't this be amazing to actually see this going on versus two static pictures?
Everyone, stop this madness!
Maybe I'll do something now? Yeah, so I played 1 and 2, Soulcalibur 1 and 2. Okay, that's not the move I was looking for. I was looking for the downward one. So I guess that was my unblockable? Okay, so let's see. Oh, okay, that's what's throwing me off. Okay. What is type 2? So... yeah, I'm gonna need to customize these. Custom... Are you kidding me? No. Okay. That's all I really need. Okay. There we go. So I was like, why is my kick not coming? I was like, this isn't right. Really? Why the hell did they turn him into a random moveset character? Like, you would know the answer to that, but... okay, used to have a backwards... there we go, okay. They just moved the buttons around for what it used to be. Random moveset one per character round. Zhanghua, Taki, and several other characters were replaced. Yeah, I remember hearing about that, and that did not go over well. So I know that they changed the supers in this game to pretty much like hit all the buttons, attack buttons at once. I think.
Xianglin? Get a hold of yourself, Xianglin! Xianglin!
So just imagine something horrible happened. Like somehow he killed her with a bow, stabbed her. Yeah, that'd be weird. I can see how that might not go over well. Well, this is boring as hell. Maybe I should try arcade mode. See how I do with that, hmm? So everybody has... So that unlocks different characters for you to play as, and everyone has a different storyline, I'm guessing. So Keelik... Let's see. Because I love Soulcalibur like 1 and 2. Actually, I was thinking about streaming Soul Blade or Soul Edge. I keep forgetting what the American version is called, but I actually played that in the arcade, so I loved it a lot. And then Soulcalibur is what started this series
There was once a martial
and kept going. I know, I don't care.
You have become better at controlling yourself. However, what balance?
Skip. I'm presuming that this is going to teach me how to like play the game, which would be good, because I've not really touched this outside of just modifying it so I can basically try out the depth of field problem that I was having. So I move down my viewer count so I can see it a little easier. Here we go. By the way, I'm trusting that arcade, like the not arcade, but the sound is still okay. Video's not stuttering or anything. Oh my god, I thought we were going to get into a fight. Okay, that's what it is. Because I remember playing Soulcalibur in the arcade, and it was basically, it ran on, I think it's Namco System 22 is what the arcade systems were called, which were basically PlayStations with more RAM, is literally what it was. That and Tekken Tag Tournament ran on the same type of board. And then the Dreamcast launched in the States. Okay, so this is not going to teach me how to play the game at all. Got it. Got it. Okay. So, yeah, so I played it in the arcade, loved it. Then the Dreamcast version came out, and that was like, holy crap, that blew everything away, because it looked so much better. And it was shocking. Alright, so let me go into training real fast, just to see what some things are, just to kind of get an idea.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Go with Mitsurugi.
Let's go. Roll.
And we'll pick some fan service. Yeah, the Dreamcast was shocking at how good it looked, because I mean, it was like, it was a generational leap. And then all of a sudden you have this home version that looks so much better than the arcade. That's when I literally remember thinking clear as a day, like, okay, arcades are done, because if you can get like, if I can spend 50, 60 bucks for a home version of the game, why would I go to the arcade to play an inferior looking version?
Time to end you.
Okay, so that's a critical edge. I'm guessing that's a super. So that's all 3 attack buttons together. And what is all 4? Nothing. Nothing again. Okay, combat lessons is a joke. It's like, hey, look, you can use your katana. It cuts things. It doesn't tell you... Okay, there we go. It's like, wait a minute, what? Okay, so... Guard break. Yes, this doesn't really tell you a lot. I mean, this is really, to be brutally honest, completely pathetic. I mean, this is really, really bad for a way of like training mode, like to not teach you how to do anything or show you anything like that at all. The best best training mode I've ever seen was hands down Virtua Fighter 4. I mean, that game will teach you basics like hit this button to punch, all the way to like pro level tactics. Throws, 8-way moves, dual button attacks, kick. Soul Charge, ABK, so it's back and all those things, okay. Yeah, I mean, the Dreamcast really ushered that in. Okay, so I'm not sure what Soul Charge does, to be honest. It looks like it's some kind of like attack modifier to improve things. Okay, let's jump into arcade mode. Let's try that out. So yeah, so the Dreamcast helped herald in like the age of arcades dying, in my opinion, here in the States. I mean, they were already starting to slow down anyway, but I mean, literally like Soulcalibur had it at home. NFL Blitz, that came to Dreamcast as well, looked just as good as the arcade. Marvel vs. Capcom, that was another huge one. That had that at home. It came out like a couple years later, like actually about a year later, but it was Street Fighter 3 and Second Impact together on one disc. That was a huge thing again, especially in my house. So it really kind of did it in. It definitely contributed to it. Alright, let's go with Mr. Nunchucks. Everybody seems to love him. It really kind of surprised me to go back and play Soul Blade, or Soul Edge. Yeah, Soul Edge in the arcade. Pardon me. So that game ran 30 frames per second, even the arcade version. Because usually it's like home ports ran 30 and arcades ran 60 because they didn't have the power to really kind of match sometimes. But both versions run 30.
Okay, let's do this.
You know, I have nunchucks and they don't glow green. Maybe we should like look at like duct taping and like glow stick on the end or something so we can replicate this. Okay, so that's kind of a cool mechanic. Yeah, his moves have definitely changed since Soulcalibur 1. That's what I'm used to still.
Victory will not come easily. It must be seized.
Weird random phrases. So, I know that's like a clash where you have the option to like, basically it's like rock, paper, scissors kind of, but I don't know what initiates that.
Am I too fast for you?
Victory goes to the last one standing.
Alright, let's switch this to... Oh crap. Oh no, it's 3 out of 5 matches. Alright, let's see. Arcade! Because story was putting me to sleep. Nobody wants that. Alright, updated the title again, that's all I did. I don't want people coming here in false pretenses to see the world's most boring story played out for them. And to get angry at me because of it. Oh, that could have been disastrous. Fly right over the ledge.
Show respect for the fallen who fought so bravely.
Come fight me anytime. I'll be waiting.
Kira, who was a DLC character for some reason, even though she was fully playable in the beta. Yeah. But I am excited that they're adding 2B to the roster, even though she's DLC, because I mean, Nier Automata is a freaking amazing game.
Warriors dance in a
If you have not played that game, you really need to correct that mistake.
Okay, let's do this.
It is on Xbox, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and PC.
Battle 1. Fight.
Yeah, so I have. If anyone knows how to trigger that, let me know, because I really do not know. I am genuinely interested.
Going somewhere?
Victory will not come easily.
Battle 2. Fight. Going somewhere?
Okay, so let's see. CPU's hitting around 40%, but it looks like I'm not dropping any frames, so hopefully everything's still smooth. If it's not, let me know. I have no idea what this does.
Going somewhere? Too fast for you?
Oh, that was neat. Yeah, so far I gotta admit I am not really understanding the mechanics of this game. This game doesn't really take the time to really explain them to you so far from what I've seen. Alright, let's change this to 2 out of 3, because, like, 3 out of 5 is just lasting way too freaking long. Options. Let's see. Can I even change them here? I guess not. Okay, so you can't change any options against arcade mode. You are stuck in 3 out of 5. Which is the dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Let's go. Target
I'm just firing into this real quick because, like I said, I need to go through and try to figure out mechanics because this game does not teach you how to play it at all. That's something I really liked about the original Dreamcast version of Soulcalibur, is it actually took the time to instruct you how to play the game. And this one's just like, hey, welcome, figure it out. You're on your own. Gauge settings, standby. Main attacks. Blockable attacks, break attacks, soul charge, soul gauge. Good lord. Yeah, this is not impressing me so far. Yes, this is like really taught me nothing really.
Time to end you.
Critical edge,
Mercy.
soul charge, but like I said, I don't know what soul charge does.
Time to end you. Depart this life.
So that's a super, but I really don't know what this does. Okay, that still works. At least they kept that intact. Okay, what is that? Let's see what that does. So that's my unblockable. Stance change.
Ready? No mercy. His sons. Idiot. See that? Ready? Coward.
Okay, so guard and kick is your taunt. Ah, so that's reversal edge. Okay, so it's let's see, this is B, so it's guard and B at the same time. Okay. Because I know that like what you can do in here is like you can hit kick, which will like kind of sweep you over to the side. You can do vertical, which tends to get blocked a lot. Let's say that was horizontal, this is vertical. And then you also have guard, so I'm not sure what guard does, just kind of clashes. What happens if you do up? Still do a dodge, okay. Well hey, look, I'm learning mechanics on my own now, just... Alright, cool. Now I know slightly a little bit more, let's jump back in the arcade mode. So I'm thinking like, man, if this just keeps up going on, yeah, I just might even do it anyway. Just jump in the Dreamcast version of Soulcalibur. Because I gotta admit, right now, this is not really impressing me. I'm seeing where it can definitely be improved upon. It's not nearly as disastrous as like Street Fighter V still. In my opinion, at least. I mean, there are people out there who love Street Fighter V, and if you do, that's fine. I mean, I'm not going to say you have a terrible choice in games, although you clearly do. But they actually came out with a lag reduction patch for that game, for input lag. And Street Fighter V does play a lot better, but it still has the weird combo timings, so... It's gotten to the point where I'm like, I can play it, but like, I don't want to play it. It's like, still. I'm still not going to go back to that game. But I mean, that launched with like absolute bare bones, nothing in it, just about.
So, you're still floundering, mortal.
Battle 1. Fight.
So, experimentation time. Do I need anything to do this? No, I don't. I think this guy was introduced in 3? I love that move. That was so freaking overpowered in the Dreamcast in Soulcalibur 1 and 2.
Goes to the last one standing.
Okay, well now I'm understanding a little bit more of the mechanics. I kind of have an idea now what I'm doing, so that helps. Oh, okay. If you get a ring out and you don't jump or run out yourself, then what's the point?
Easily. It must be seized.
Oh, that doesn't combo. Okay.
The battle is over.
Heishiro Mitsurugi is not afraid to die.
But I am terrified of spiders, and snakes, and commitment, and Roombas. How do they know where to clean? Voldo, everyone's favorite weirdo. So he just fell out of an S&M club somewhere and like, yeah, let's put him in a video game.
Masquerade of death.
The wait is over. Let's begin.
Battle 1. Fight.
Well, that's a good way to start. It worked on me. See what kick does.
His sons. His sons. His sons.
Stand. Battle 2. Fight.
Oh. I have no idea how much this does for damage. Let's see. Not too bad. So if I do that... Okay, so I do have a gauge. Keep trying to do like an alternate throw, and I keep forgetting that's not a thing in this game. So I'm like used to like most of the, if I remember correctly, like Soulcalibur, Soul Blade had like 2 throws, like so guard and like guard and A and guard and B would be two different types of throws, I want to say, but in this game it looks like that's just not the case. That was funky. So I know Soul Charge gets people off you, like it's kind of like a combo interrupt. Wow, computer's going full ham. Just accidentally hit the microphone. Sorry about that. Why did that miss?
Not even the king of hell could stand against my blade.
I'm pretty sure he could. Pretty sure. I will say there is one thing, because I went in and modified the game. This is PC version, so it removes the depth of field problem with the background. But I also did put in like a modifier supposedly to remove film grain, and it did not do that. I'm wondering if it just has to do with the post-processing, like if I knock it down to low, if that would take care of it. So I don't think it's going to show up on stream because I'm streaming at 720p, but it looks a little bit grainy. Don't worry, you just survive your 8-story fall and climb back up to fight again. There is a little bit of input lag, but it's not too bad. I'd probably say, having not really seen much in the way of like frame data, I'd say probably 5-frame delay, which is like just inside the boundary of what I can put up with. I mean, you can barely feel it, but you can tell it's there, especially when you start like doing moves and it seems like it's kind of buffering slightly. Because unfortunately, like input lag is something I am very sensitive to.
Can't stand? You're done for.
Claim victory and bask.
Heishiro Mitsurugi is not afraid to.
Grow. Or graw, or however you say that letter with an O through it. It's not in any language that I speak, so I don't know. But heard he's kind of cool. Looks kind of neat. It's got a sword that breaks in part. It's just begging for somebody to modify it on PC so it's like a lightsaber, Darth Maul's lightsaber. Because, you know, someone's working on it.
The wait is over. Let's begin.
My mission is what matters, not you.
Battle 1. Fight. His sons.
Oh, he's fast.
His sons. Your time is over.
I was looking to see if like maybe I could modify that a little bit. I have no idea what a lethal hit is, but I just did it.
Victory will not come easily.
Oh, you can change the camera. Free camera. Cool.
Battle 2. Fight. His sons. Ready? Go in.
Not what I wanted to do, but moves buffer. Dude, computer, slow down, jeez. Computer's like, okay, close enough.
You are no threat to me.
Now, does it let me change my character, or am I locked in? Nope, locked in. Another irk for games when they do this. It's like you pick one character and you were stuck with that the entire way through. I have no idea how long arcade mode is either. Like I said, this is the first time I've been playing the game, so... Oh, that was neat. I have no idea how I did that throw, but... Oh, back. Okay, cool. So there are different types of throws in this game, but they are dependent upon what direction. So if you do back and throw, you get that instead.
Can't stand. You're done for. Battle. Fight.
This guy hits really hard, real fast. He's surprisingly fast. I think I missed. Nope. And he countered. Curse your awesome looks. Yeah, so enough of this game. I'm gonna switch to play Soulcalibur because this game is not really striking me as a lot of fun. It's doing a lot of input reads. The computer seems to have variable damage output. I could just be imagining that, but it seems like certain times it'll just hit you and just absolutely crush you into the ground with like barely any moves done. But yeah, I'm going to switch up to Soulcalibur for Dreamcast. I'm going to emulate it because I don't feel like... Well, that and also making you guys sit there and wait for me to go through and dig out my Dreamcast and get that going and hooked up and everything. That would be really unreasonable. So give me a second. Let's see. Get that updated. So we'll put that on here. So just hang tight for a second. I'm going to switch over to the Dreamcast. We'll get that going. I mean, I can see how this might be fun with like other people, but like just by yourself against the arcade, Not really a whole lot. Let's see. So I should have... Wrong one. There we go. Yeah, I do have a Dreamcast set. All right. Now, because this is emulated, there are some sound problems. I apologize right up front about those, but not much I can do about that, unfortunately. Except for, you know, get a really kick-butt computer. It's amazing, and that'd be cool too. So I beat the game once with Keelik and got Huang. Let's try... I just basically want to just get reacquainted with the game real fast is all I'm doing. Oh, it's so nice to actually know these moves. I can't remember what his special was. I used to remember because like he'd basically like jump up like right to the top of his staff and then like do like a lightning strike downwards. Let's take a look at command list. Oh god, this is so much better. You have no idea, guys. No idea. And look at this, it'll even show you how to do it. Running, kicks. That's the move. Okay, so it's actually a fireball. Missed him, he's right there. That's perfect. Yeah, so this is like actually... I have this rendering slightly better. I only have it like 2 times the resolution for what it is for normally for the Dreamcast, and it looks like this. I mean, it's phenomenal. This looked amazing. This game is literally 19 years old. That is the freaking thing that blows my mind every single time, is how great this game looks. Okay, everything's on medium. Change it, continue. Look, all the things you don't have in Soulcalibur 6. I mean, Soulcalibur 6, to be brutally honest right now, has pretty much disappointed me at this point in time. There was a patch that came out. I've been torrenting all day. Oh no, torrenting. on a VPN, so I haven't downloaded it. It's like 6 gigs for Soulcalibur 6. Maybe they've addressed some issues, but I don't know. Let's see. I was doing Mitsurugi. What's his? Oh, I love his alt. His alt color, his alt costume, I think, is a lot better than his primary. In Soulcalibur 2, they gave him some like really funky hair. Something to keep in mind as well is you see, like, okay, so you see Mitsurugi, he's got his arms connected to his torso, his elbow, everything is a straight line. Things that we take for granted now. When this game came out in 1998, in the arcades, late 98, everything was still jointed differently. So you'd have the wrist was connected to the forearm at the elbow was then up to the shoulder, and the shoulder to the torso, so you had multiple links going through, and that's how they were done. Also, to have the Dreamcast where everything is one straight model through was revolutionary. That was new.
You win! Battle 2, fight! Out of the ring! This victory strengthens...
Yeah, so I'm enjoying this a lot more than I am Soulcalibur 6. No knock to anybody who likes that game, but for me it's just like, not for me at this time. Give me 1 second here. I'm using Demul or Demul, D-E-M-U-L. Okay, and like the VMU stuff popped up on the screen. It's like, okay, I gotta get rid of that.
This victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win! Battle 2, fight!
Oh, it's like, this will get him. Nope.
This victory, you win!
Arcade, 2 out of 3 rounds. Ah, this is... Yeah, like I said, this makes me happy.
Versus Battle 1, fight!
So if you're following me for whatever reason, hello again. But, I didn't stream yesterday. And the reason why is because I completely forgot about it, because on Saturday... Let's see, no, today is Tuesday. Yeah, today's Tuesday, so Sunday I last streamed. I said, yeah, I'll be streaming again tomorrow, like Monday, and then I forgot that Spirited Away, the Ghibli films, are playing in the movie theater. So I was like, oops. So I went to that last night, and I had a lot of fun. Because I haven't seen Spirited Away in, gosh, 15 years or so, so I forgot most of the plot, like, intricately. I knew, like, I knew the outline of it, but I forgot the more details to it, and how pretty that movie is. The third act of that movie just grinds to a halt. It's like, it's just like, it seems like an entirely different movie all of a sudden, but it was a lot of fun. But unfortunately I have like almost zero immune system, so I am like fighting with getting a cold. Okay, so I do have a deflect. Showing why I remember being really good in this game. I mean, you're kind of hard pressed to find a character that isn't good in this game. I mean, just about everybody is great. Oh, didn't knock her down for whatever reason.
This
I don't think it updated on Twitch. There we go, now it did. Just had to do a hard refresh. Oh, that's a weird... I'm guessing that's his sword, or it could be a rendering issue, but it looks like Wong has like 2 different swords. Whoa, okay, Twitch, what's going on, buddy? If your soul burns for more than 4 hours, consult a physician.
Strengthen the soul of Mitsurugi. You win!
So I'm debating like going in and like changing. Yeah, I might as well. Let me jump into my configuration real quick, because like the kick, I'm using an arcade stick, and kick is way down on B, and I'm used to the arcade still, which is almost like a Neo Geo layout basically. So let's see, controls, Dreamcast joystick 1. So what is the left button? So it's AB. Probably gonna mess everything completely up. I don't know what is what here, to be honest. So B would be kick. So let's change B to... that might do it. Let's see. Fingers crossed I didn't mess up everything horribly. Nope, it did. It worked. Okay, good. Alright, good. So I should still have horizontal, vertical, and kick. Alright. Good, good, good. A little bit better for me to work now with. That's a problem. Alright. I'm surprised that kick didn't catch him, because I mean usually that'll catch anybody who's like running or sidestepping. Oh, that wasn't good. Bad position. But it does go over him if you duck. Oh, headbutt right to the groin. I mean, headbutt with that thing, yeah, that would be debilitating. Oh, it was a shoulder. Okay, that was a headbutt. Alright, let's keep with Mitsurugi. So I love his secondary. I think it's his best one.
Mitsurugi versus Nightmare. Battle 1, fight! You win! Battle 2, fight!
Half my life. Ooh. That'll teach me to get cute. Whoa, that caught me. Let's take a look at that replay, because I mean, I don't like that kick. That didn't seem right. Yeah, I was way out of the range of that. You move the hitbox. Victory is mine. Taki. Girl with the most improbable outfit. Well, she's pretty tame in this one, at least. It's also before they gave her like a size double G breasts. It's more like Soulcalibur. I think it was Soulcalibur 4. Ivy became like the most ridiculous for like cleavage. It was, even I was like, okay, that's too much. Ikuzo means like here I come, by the way. That's my quick little Japanese lesson for you. Or ikuyo is I'm coming. Like it can be either sexual or I'm coming, stay there. Depends upon the situation once again, which is a lot of Japanese is like that. Why did that miss? That's okay. The computer's cheating. Yeah, that is. There is no reason for that to not track on like it's supposed to. Gonna try to knock me out.
This victory strengthens the soul of Mitsurugi. You win!
Inferno! Burn, baby, burn.
Versus Inferno. Battle 1, fight!
See right there, like the kick track finally. That's what it's supposed to do when it earlier just completely whiffed.
Mitsurugi, you lose.
Now loading, because I need to switch. Come on, game. That's nonsense.
Welcome back to the stage of history. Mitsurugi versus Inferno. Battle 1, fight!
So if I'm in the middle of space, or wherever it is I'm falling, like, where do you go when you fall off? There's clearly not a bottom. See if I can just do a surprise poke. And it didn't do it. It decided to do a stance change, which is not the right button. Yeah, so Inferno is like where you see the most shenanigans from the CPU. I mean, it's the final boss stuff, so I mean, games will historically do that, but I mean, like, the most I've seen is with Inferno, always. Like, all of a sudden you'll have moves not come out, or the wrong versions of them will happen. Like, if you do forward and B, not the actual B on your controller, but like, you know, A, B, K, you do that, but instead it did this, which was not what it was supposed to do. Yeah, it chipped me again at the last second.
9. Welcome back to the stage of history.
I'll get it.
Meets Battle 1. Fight!
Very rarely. Holy crap! One hit, half my life. That was ridiculous. Okay, so I'm gonna do the poke again. Okay, it worked that time, but it didn't track, which is fine. Because that one does not track, actually, so you can sidestep it. That should have hit. That was dumb. That was my fault. Ooh. Why is it going back to Nightmare? Got him, finally. Alright. And another one down. Yay me.
You win!
After countless battles, a demonic blade soul edge in Mitsurugi's hands. Which doesn't drive him crazy, and route back to his homeland. Pirates attacked him on the high seas. Mitsurugi was completely surrounded by the bloodthirsty pirates. He smiled without fear as he looked down the barrels of their guns and murmured, "Ah, crap. I've had enough of these duels. You're just what I need to try the blade on my new sword." This was the last anyone heard of the lone samurai known as the mercenary of the wartime age until Soulcalibur 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So, I'm trying to remember what the mode is called. It's where you travel around the map and you unlock stuff. And I was doing that last time I played this game about 3 months ago. Probably about, yeah, it was about 3 months ago or so. Possibly even longer. Wow, it's like my sense of time is kind of distorted thanks to massive amounts of painkillers, which are not really working too well, but they still screw with other things in your brain. And, I mean, sometimes you don't realize you haven't played a game for so long until you stop back and actually look back and think about, like, holy crap, was it like, you think like, oh, I didn't play for about 3 weeks, and it's like, oh, it's like a year has passed almost. All right, let's skip this.
The legend will never die.
Yoshimitsu! For me, that was like one of the best crossovers they could have with Tekken. I've earned 10 points, thank goodness. Alright, what was it called? I think it was Mission Battle. Following characters selectable, which I know. Hong Sung Kyung, Silk Road Ruins, Zia mode. Yeah, Mission Battle is where I have like a lot of fun in this game. I mean, this is pretty cool. I mean, you move around. This, unfortunately, is removed from the Xbox 360 version. So if you buy this game on Xbox 360 or Xbox One, because it is backwards compatible, it doesn't have this mode in it, unfortunately, which is a real shame because this is where you unlock different not different characters, but different modes, different like exhibition stuff, artwork gallery, all sorts of neat stuff. So let's see. I got stuck here, like I needed to do something, I couldn't remember what it was. And also when you do these battles, sometimes you'll have different conditions. Like, you need to, like, you're being poisoned, or if you slow down, like right here, like a soul charge increases your speed. You're supposed to have more of these open up. I remember getting stuck in this too. When I first bought my Dreamcast, they unfortunately were out of VMUs for like 2 weeks because they sold out of everything. So, stayed over at a friend's house, like brought over my Dreamcast, and like I said, this was like literally like right at launch type deal. So we stayed up like all night. Like we did not turn off the Dreamcast at all. It's just like as soon as you turn it off, you lose all the progress. But I mean, we had unlocked everything. I was like, well, I've been here all day, it's time for me to go home and like lose all the characters and stuff we unlocked.
Versus Maxi. Versus Maxi. Fight.
Okay. So, like I said, it's like, maybe I need to change character? It seems like everywhere I've gone, like, I don't have everything that I need to be doing. Mission. That's the only one. Let's try a different character, see if maybe it opens up something new.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
Okay, in this mission you have a choice of continuing the battle each time you win or quitting to collect your winnings. Complete this mission by simply winning a single round and quitting, or defeating all enemies that appear. Okay.
Versus Lizard Man.
The other assumption I'm trying to think is that you also need to unlock new arenas as well, which will give you more places to fight.
You win. Versus Ivy.
At the time, her dress was very scandalous, like, oh wow, I can't believe I'm seeing this. Pretty tame by today's standards, like even her current design is a lot more provocative.
King. Versus Master. Fight. Perfect. You win.
Yeah, so I think I need to like unlock stages in order to progress further in this, because I remember, like I said, hitting like a serious roadblock and just going, what in the world do I need to do? And this is like a quick way to do it. I think this will give me, I can't remember if this is diminishing returns on points either. We're going to find out real quick.
Edge Master. Fight! Perfect. You win.
Nope, it's still 28 points. Okay. So I'll do this another 2 more times just to get even 100. Which I apologize is not the most exciting thing to watch me just go do guard impacts.
King versus Edge Master. Fight! Perfect.
Just trying different ones, see if I can get different results.
Kick versus Edge Master. Fight! Perfect. You win.
Alright, so let's see if I can find another stage, see if my theory is correct. I think the higher ones might give you... Open a new stage. Okay, so let's see if I'm right or not. So let's exit out of this. There we go. Okay, so cool. So my guess was correct. So that is how you open up new stages. You actually have to buy them and then you'll continue forward. So they are the more expensive. Because you have like 20 points, it's kind of like usual background stuff, but if you go for something more, they tend to be more stages. Like so. I really don't know why they cut this out of the remasters. It's a shame. I love this mode. So what's the mission here? PTS several years ago, and so Edge disappeared. Lost Cervantes, a young woman crying. Young woman's cry, calling out the name would be heard throughout the place. Okay, it doesn't matter. Strong winds will carry you away. Defeat both enemies. Ah, yes. So this is when if you can launch somebody in the air, you can have a big advantage.
Versus Shanfa. Versus Shanfa. Fight!
The Nutcracker. Say, please don't knock me out.
You win. Versus Sophitia. Versus
Sylphidia I never really thought was much of anything, like character-wise, like for moves or anything. Oh, I gave it to her, jerk. I was like, oh, this is gonna be like really close. Let's see, character select. Let's go back to Mitsurugi.
Welcome back to the stage of history. Mitsurugi versus Yoshimitsu. Fight! Out of the ring! You win! Versus Sophitia. Fight!
Game, come on. There we go.
You win!
Because that's only one there. Stepping on the edge of the stage will blow you away and cause damage. Defeat all the enemies. So it's kind of like danger zones, I'm guessing, from like Dead or Alive, the first Dead or Alive game. Yep. Just like Dead or Alive, the original first game.
You win! Versus Rock. Versus Rock. Fight! You win! Versus
Great. Rock, then Astaroth, really?
You win!
Now, some places will also have... Nope, this is not there. So later on, like, you'll unlock multiple missions. Like, if you go to the Proving Ground, if you do, like, left or right, you can select different missions that are available for you to do. If I need to buy more stuff. Buy my book! Paktu Shrine.
A new feature added.
Takamatsu Castle in winter. Emperor's Garden, let's see. Emperor of the Ming in East Asia. Request to Ming's generals appear exhibition fight. Okay, let's see. Strength is not necessary to win this match. You'll need to use many fast moves instead. With this in mind, you step upon the battlefield. Ah, the first fighter to get 16 hits against his opponent shall be judged victorious. Just learn to use attack moves that can be executed quickly to hit the opponent many times. So this is one. What's cool about this move, like this thing too, is you can stick with one character the entire game if you want. But it really, if you know what's coming up, you can like basically, you want to switch and play as other characters just to make things a little easier and explore around. Which is kind of nice because, I mean, you have the option of sticking with one person, but it lets you play with others and kind of grow and mess around.
Versus Shanfa. Versus Shanfa. Fight!
There we go.
You win!
Alright. can't get up after I've been punishing your spine with wooden weapons. Yes, it actually looks just like a game from 19 years ago. Yeah, I tried playing Soulcalibur 6 earlier, and I was not liking it. It was like the first time I played it, because I've had it for a couple days, but I've been wanting to stream it instead. It just dropped frames for no reason. So I was like, okay, so I'll play it on stream, and it's just like, they've changed around the mechanics so much, and there's like a lot missing from that game currently that is just unacceptable. Like, you can't change the parameters for arcade mode. Like, you're stuck in 3 out of 5, which takes friggin' forever. Damage output, as far as I can tell for the game, but like I said, I don't have any confirmation on it. Seems to be like Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo, where damage output is varied. Sometimes you'll do, like, let's say, like, out of scale 1 to 100, you might do like 20 for a move, and then next time might be 23 or 25. Because I mean, there's some moves, like, it's not counters, where the computer will hit you and your life just goes away in no time flat, and the other times it'll just wail on you forever and nothing happens. So it seems neat. It seems like a fun 2-player game, but there needs to be more adjustments. There was like a 6 GB patch that came out for it today, but I was doing torrenting all day on my VPN, so I didn't get a chance to download it or try it out, which might fix some of the problems or add some other things I just don't know currently. So it seems like it's more fun of a 2-player game, but there's a lot of things, like, you're constantly doing the rock, paper, scissors thing where you need to, like, basically guess, am I going to hit the horizontal attack, the vertical attack, kick, or dodge, like the rock, paper, scissors mechanic. And that seems to be, like, prevalent. Like, the computer does it all the time. The things I've seen online, like, the matches seem to be the same way, so for me, it's kind of like, it might be okay, but it's really kind of getting away from the roots. So I switched over to Soulcalibur on Dreamcast, and I'm just having a blast. I love this game. I mean, this game was so freaking revolutionary when it came out, literally 19 years ago, 1999. Controls well, it looks great. It looks better than the arcade version, which was a big major thing. Okay, let's see. Hopefully I get my life back. Well, that's it. Wow, that's probably an emulation issue, but oops. Trying to get fancy, it's not a good idea. I mean, like, because I played this in the arcade originally. I remember playing the original Soul Edge, Soul Blade. Like I said, I keep switching back and forth what it's called. Loved it a lot in the arcade. That ran 30 frames per second, which is kind of shocking to go back to and try and go, oh, it's not 60. But then, let me put hosts, shrink that up. There we go. But then, Soulcalibur came out in the arcade where I was living at. I was like, oh, neat. So, and I played that a lot. That was running on the System 22 emulator, or not emulator, System 22 arcade. And that was, basically that was a PlayStation is what it was, with more RAM. I just did this one. Let's try changing character for it. So it was literally PlayStation graphics with more RAM, so it loaded up a lot faster. And that's also what Tekken Tag Tournament ran on too. And then about 6-7 months later, Dreamcast launches, and this is the launch game, and I get it, and it looks phenomenal. I mean, literally right now, I'm not doing much more to improve this on emulation. It's only 2 times the resolution, is all it is. And I mean, it looked so much better, because at the time, the graphics, if you remember, I don't know how old you are, but just duck down, I'll show you. Or not. Thank you, game, I didn't pick that. Anyway, what I was trying to do was basically demonstrate how, back in the day, the mechanics where you'd have a wrist, you have hand wrist, which was then segmented to the elbow, which was one joint, and then you had that up to the shoulder, then it connected to the body. Everything was floating. nothing was streamlined all together. Like one arm didn't go, like your body wasn't connected in these type of games. So then all of a sudden to have, you know, a game that did that and it looked so much better than was in the arcade, that's when I realized, okay, arcades are gonna die now. Because it's like, if I can spend 50, 60 bucks to buy a game, play it at home, and have it look way better than the arcade, one, I'm not dumping quarters into it constantly since I own the game. I can play as much as I want. Hold on a second, I'm just dropping frames for a second, I'm not sure what's going on with that. So I have the home version. I don't have to keep paying to play it because I own it. I can play it for 25 hours straight or however long I want to. I own the damn thing. And it looks better than the arcade. Why would I go to the arcade to play a game? And then you had Marvel vs. Capcom. That was another game I played in the arcade. Well, it got a Dreamcast port. No loading, everything. It was like, okay, I have an arcade stick too. There we go. I played Street Fighter 3. So then once again, that came home, Street Fighter 3 and Second Impact. So why go to the arcades to play these games when you have them at home? And sure enough, arcades died in like 2 years. Now, I'm not saying the Dreamcast is like directly responsible for it, but that was like the moment for me I realized, okay, they're not gonna be sticking around much longer. And sadly, that was the case. So this version, the mission mode, as I was saying earlier, if you buy the Xbox 360 or Xbox One, because it's backwards compatible with this game through Microsoft Store, this mission mode is not in it. They took it out. I don't know why. But this is how you unlock stages, background music, and other things in the game. Let's just do these anyway. Get down to an even number. So you buy artwork, you can look at it, and it looks nice. I think you can... Nope, can't zoom. But this is how you went through and unlocked everything. And when I got my Dreamcast on launch, I went over to my friend's house. Stayed over the weekend because I was in high school. Slept over his house and brought it over. Unfortunately, the store I bought my Dreamcast from, I got this. So I got like 2 controllers. The Dreamcast itself, Soulcalibur, and NFL 2K. Those were like the 2 games they had, so that's what I bought. They were unfortunately out of VMUs, so I had no way to save my game. So I went over to my friend's house. I mean, like, we literally had the Dreamcast running on the floor, which is not really a good thing on carpet to do, for like probably about a good 15, 16 hours straight. We did the entire mission mode, we unlocked everything, but I didn't have a way to save it, so eventually I had to go home, and it's like, well crap, gonna lose everything. It wasn't like until about another week after that, like, it was really about 2, almost 3 weeks before the store got the VMUs in, because I was living up in North Dakota in the middle of nowhere, so... New character for Shangla. New art card galleries, okay. Yeah, so to basically reiterate, like, my rant, like, Soulcalibur 6 I don't think is fun right now. It looks nice. I went through and disabled the depth of field so it doesn't blow out your eyes and cause eye strain, because it's so freaking bizarre. But, it's just, it seems like more of a 2-player competitive online game versus trying to play it yourself, like you're just against the arcade mode. And story mode, I originally tried playing that, and that is like a slog and a half. That is like sit here and listen to events unfold versus actually playing them. And I'm a big proponent of show, like a play and don't show. Like, okay, if there's a big battle going on, you should be seeing it or playing it or doing something versus like hearing about it. All right, let's see. Key to completing this mission is your ability to knock down the opponent. You lose if you're knocked down. This is where you really want to use Mitsurugi, because he has a launcher move right off the bat. You can cheese this one.
Mitsurugi versus
Ta-da! That is forward B. You have A, B, K, which is like attack 1, which is like your horizontals. B's is your verticals, up and downs. K is your kick, and your guard.
You win.
I love that emulation sound problem. Come on. Sorry, I paused it for a second because, like, I'm guessing the internet fluxed because it dropped down to like 500k. Ivy, you jerk.
Mitsurugi versus Rock. Fight.
Oh, wrong button. I was thinking like, oh, reset the match. No, that's reset. I should probably read things in full. That might speed things up considerably.
Mitsu versus Yoshimitsu. Fight. You win. Versus Siegfried. Fight. You win. Versus Kid versus
Sounds like a speak and spell that's gone horribly wrong.
You win. Versus
Let's see if I can cheese this. There we go. Yay!
You win.
Farewell, person who looks just like me and I'm not concerned for any reason. The Money Pit. Not to be confused with the Tom Hanks movie. Let's see. Rats on the bottom of the floor bite your feet. Defeat both enemies.
Mitsurugi versus Taki.
Taki, before they really enlarged her breasts.
Fight.
It was like Soulcalibur 4 was like the most ridiculous version. Of like talking to like her and like, okay, what is with the camera right now? The camera is really in a bizarre position that should not be in. I guess maybe to show the rats better? But I mean, like her and Taki and Ivy just have like double G breast size. It's like, okay, you've gone too far. This is me as a straight male saying this.
Fight. You win.
Alright, let's do one more mission. Fortunately, I'm going to be stopping streaming pretty soon. Like I said, I didn't stream yesterday because this gave a lot of money. It wasn't too bad. Went to see the movies. Actually went and saw Spirited Away because they're doing the Studio Ghibli movies in theaters. Next month I will definitely be going to It's My Favorite, Castle in the Sky, or Laputa. And I think I saw the Japanese language version last time I saw it last year, because they did show it last year, but it's my absolute favorite. I'll be going to see that again. I didn't stream last night because I went and saw Spirited Away, which was fun. But I'm kind of debating like if I should go see next month, if I should see the English version or not, because I bought the Blu-ray version of Castle in the Sky, and I was not happy. They really screwed it up. I mean, it was like, it's the existing one that they've had for 15, 16 years or so, but they did some really bizarre choices, like the DVD that came out of Castle in the Sky, like 2003, 2004, had a reworked soundtrack to it. It was like remastered, improved. Joe Hisaishi actually went through and improved it himself. He actually changed around some things, and it sounds even more impressive. So when the Blu-ray came out, I thought it was going to be the same one, but it's not. They reverted around to a completely different soundtrack for it. Like, it's a different cut. It's not the original version. It's not the enhanced version from 2003. It's something kind of in between. Then, also, they started removing and changing dialogue. Like, you'll just suddenly have a line of dialogue that's supposed to be there. It's just gone. There's no reason for it. And you'll see lips move, but there's nobody saying anything in English or Japanese. So I was not impressed. This was like the last of the Disney ones. Geek Kids, I think, is the company that is in charge of doing the Studio Ghibli films in the theaters, who have been using pretty, like, new translations, which are pretty good. I've been impressed with them so far. And I think they're going to be releasing a new version of Castle in the Sky. If they do, I'll have to definitely take a look at it, because I was not happy. So I'm kind of debating, like, do I see the English version, which is not too bad, but the soundtrack is what really makes it killer. Exhibition Theater, yay! Let me exit out here real quick. Save data. So if this works, if this does what I think it is, I can show you a comparison between what it looks like between, like, the original Soulcalibur and the Dreamcast version. Where is it? There it is, Museum Exhibition. Perfect. So yeah, I can do this. Give me 1 second. I'm going to launch MAME wherever I have it. Perfect. Okay, so this is going to be like the last thing I do for tonight. I'm going to show this off. Actually, just give me a second. I'm going to mute this audio. Launch the... Get this quiet. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to switch over to MAME real fast. And I'm going to show you what the game looked like with the original version of Soulcalibur.
Welcome back to the stage of history.
So this should launch in the Helix demo. This is the one thing that runs right. I would play this, but unfortunately it does not run the correct speed. So this is what the game looked like in the arcade version of Soulcalibur. It's running a little bit slower because I have the Dreamcast open right now. It's kind of hogging up some resources. But you can see how it looks. It's not too bad. This is pretty much a PlayStation with more RAM is what it is. So if you played in the arcade, it pretty much looked like this. So that's what it looks like on the original arcade version, okay? So then you have the Dreamcast version, which came out like about 6-7 months later. Get the audio back. and all of a sudden you have, it looks like this. Even better graphics, lighting effects, textures, everything. I mean, this was like mind-blowing. It was like, holy crap, how's this game look this good? Especially having played it in the arcade, and all of a sudden to have the home version look so much better. Also had like new improved camera angles too. So yeah, that was quite the thing to behold. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached the end of my stream for today. So thank you for hanging out. If you just showed up, I apologize. I'm sorry if you just came into watching a really crummy looking version of Soulcalibur, for looking at a better version all of a sudden, and then me ending the stream on you. I will be getting back to streaming Metal Gear Solid 2. I am going through the HD versions of that. I'm going through every single version of Metal Gear Solid. I've completed 1, working away through 2. Just about to go see the president. I gotta go find him in the game. Now, I don't believe I will be streaming tomorrow because it is Halloween here in the United States. For tomorrow, so there'll be a lot of people coming to the door. I might have to be handing out candy to kids, dog barking, everything else here, so it's probably not the best time to stream. So if I don't stream tomorrow on Wednesday, that's the reason why. I will be back on Thursday, which is November 1st, and I will be streaming Metal Gear Solid 2, and we'll be continuing on that path. So thank you so much for hanging out. I do always appreciate it. I always post up on my Twitter whenever I'm going to stream. My Twitter handle is that with, of course, the @ in front of it. So if you want to check out, because I always post about there about 2 hours ahead of time if I'm going to be streaming and at what time. Usually around 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So thank you once again for hanging out, and I will see you all next time.